It's Accountex 2023 on behalf of Accounting Influencers, the official broadcast partners of the show. We are here at the FreeAgent stand with Dave Norwell. Good day to you, sir.
Hi Rob, how you doing?
We're doing splendid. How's it gone for you so far?
Manic, as usual.
Halfway through day one, but...
Manic, yeah, good buzz about it. I'd say the main difference with last year was the kind of quality of the people coming through is a lot more in-depth conversations. I think probably a bit more known about than we are before, so the conversation happened a bit more pointed and a bit more specific than they've been before.
Well, you've got a wonderful place to live here because you're right next to a keynote theatre at the back there, and when all of those people come out, they're going to come right through your stand, and it does seem really busy here. There's a buzz around this place.
Although we did the keynote, so they may have just run straight through, I don't know.
Maybe. So you say higher level, deeper conversations. What kind of things are people asking you?
I think I've seen a shift in the years I've been doing this, is that there's less exploratory, what do you do? There's a much more kind of pointed and specific conversation where clients tend to know what they're looking for.
So they know what you do by this time.
Yeah,
you've earned the right, you've built the brand.
Yeah, built the brand, there's awareness of what we do, and the questions are quite nuanced around maybe the NatWest ownership, the metal offering and things like that.
Okay. For people that don't know FreeAgent,
yeah,
just give us a quick elevator pitch.
Yeah, sure. So I always say FreeAgent is the software built for your smallest clients. So I guess ITSA has kind of dominated the conversation recently, and obviously that's had its own life with the delay. But what I do think is that those small clients, which traditionally I think accountants have either shied away from digitalisation or maybe left on the shelf, and now kind of coming to the fore. And because I think there's an acceptance, hard as it is, that those clients need to go on software, because our software is built for those kind of clients, that you're seeing those kind of coming through now.
Give us a read on the market, Dave, as you're seeing it. Economic climate is bleak. We've just had a coronation, obviously, which has lifted the nation, but loans, government is unsteady. There's a lot of turmoil out there.
Yeah, I think there is, and I think as with all these kind of periods of time, there's risk and opportunity. Right. I think there is risk, and I think for clients generally there's always kind of cash flow questions and cautiousness, obviously with the European situation as well, with Brexit, I think still impacting. I think amongst my clients there's always that kind of, right, how do we steady the ship and what does the opportunity look like? I think that's tending to manifest itself in a few ways. I think the small clients, so we talk again about, I was talking to a client recently about that kind of nursery idea, where she was saying actually traditionally clients we may have steered away from, so we want a client that turns over £1 million and that's our target market. What that firm are looking at now is kind of small clients, taking them on as startups as people get maybe made redundant and start their own operation, but to set them up really well and efficiently, and to almost have like a graduation nursery school effect where they take them through and become bigger businesses that they can then service at a higher level. So I think that's one opportunity that I'm seeing a lot, and I think the smart firms are looking at as a kind of fixed price, entry-level offering that they can then leverage. I think in terms of software, generally what you're seeing as well is that, I guess, solidifying of the offering. I think as accountancy has become more digital and the digital story isn't new, people are now looking at ecosystems and tech stacks and how does that fit in. There's not necessarily, we'll use every bit of software because that's what we have to do to keep the clients happy. So those are the main kind of, I think I'm seeing the kind of changes in the conversations.
And you've got to strike a balance, haven't you, with the smaller firms, the solo practitioners, in pushing them too hard with technology.
Yeah.
But also wanting to drive them forward and seeing the opportunities for them.
Yeah, and it's really, really hard. I think there's different challenges. I think sometimes the smaller ones that are starting out on their own have the advantage that they can be more agile, they can go in, they can drop a tech stack in. Yeah. I think equally, I was speaking to a bigger firm earlier, and the cloud person there still have that kind of legacy problem where they're fighting with legacy clients and even internally with staff, like how do we digitalise and that kind of thing. So I think the challenges are really different, but they're both kind of valid nevertheless.
Accountex is a big flagship event for FreeAgent. You can see the investment here. How do you go about determining any kind of return on this, Dave?
That's a really, really good question. You want to see our Slack channel last week where people have put metrics on what success looks like. I wasn't involved in those, but
it's not cheap, is it?
It's not.
There's a lot of people here.
It's not cheap. The way I always look at it is we do have kind of metrics. We want to speak to a certain amount of people that haven't used FreeAgent, and obviously existing partners as well. But I do think generally some of it is the aura and the buzz that it creates. People come up to the stand and having that visibility.
It's intangible, isn't it?
It's intangible. It is intangible, and I think we're a community at the end of the day as well. I think, and I do think you talked about the kind of differences I see. I think there was quite a tribal element to the digital element of accountancy in the early days when people were finding their feet. Yeah. I'm also seeing now a lot more kind of, okay, well, it's collaboration, and how does your product fit with my product? Or when I'm selling to an accountant, I won't use any other names, but I often say, right, that product's really great for this and our product's great for that. Yeah. So I think being here and being part of that, you're part of a wider conversation, which is really important as well.
And finally, Dave, what excites you most about what's coming up for FreeAgent over the next few years?
If I'm being absolutely honest, Rob, I think my morale took a hit over the MTD. It's a delay period, if I'm being honest.
Nobody came out of that with any glory, did they, Dave?
No, I think the assumption was for my clients as well, the ones I'm quite close to, that we had foresight, or that we knew what was going on, we really didn't. Yeah. And I must admit, for a while after, I was a bit down the dumps because I'd spend, with clients a fair bit of time. Yeah. But what I have found as the dust settled is that actually the drive to digitalisation for small clients is definitely happening. It's happening for legacy clients, and it's happening for new, like we said, startups and businesses as well. So my aim, I think, for us is to keep that narrative going about the advantages of digitalising clients, but also how we fit into the wider ecosystem. What excites me as well is people coming up to us and saying, right, we do this, where can we fit, where can we work together? Because I think eventually we're going to talk about tech stacks that are dropped in and they're made up of multiple bits of software and how they work together for the kind of benefit of the client.
Exciting time for FreeAgent.
Yeah, definitely.
Dave Norwell, thank you so much for your time today.
Brilliant. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it. Thank you.